I used to think my aim was trash because I didn't spend hours in aim trainers like everyone else. But then I realized I wasn't missing shots because of my controller. I was missing shots because of how I was aiming. I've climbed Unreal Ballistic many times without any traditional aim training. I follow these 3 strict rules, and if you follow them too, you'll stop whiffing immediately. Before we get into the rules, you have to understand one thing. Ballistic is not like normal Fortnite. In this mode, movement kills your accuracy. Moving while standing, your shots will go everywhere. Crouch walking, better but still risky. Standing still, that is the only way to get 100% laser accuracy. Spray and pray does not work here, so let's fix that immediately. Rule number 1 is holding the angle. Holding the angle is the best way to get free kills in Fortnite Ballistic. This technique allows you to see others before they see you. That's important because the faster you can see an enemy, the faster you can respond, shoot, and kill them, all while being mostly in cover while the enemy is approaching. So, how does it work? Holding the angle can be done in any situation and truly depends on the player's intentions. Find a position that is advantageous to you and one that has limited to exposure to an open space on the map. Once you're there, aim down sights towards the angle you're holding. If you know someone is sneaking around, aim closer to the wall, but if you know that someone is jumping and sprinting, aim a little to the side to account for their extra fast movement. Once you get in position and you're aimed at the right spot, be patient, wait for the enemies to cross your line of sight, and enjoy the free kill. Let's see a clip where I do this in action. I see the enemy is across the site. Then I help my teammate by shooting a couple shots at the enemy. The enemy then impulses to another position, and I know they have to come my way. Then I find the angle I'm holding, put my crosshair slightly out since the enemy is running and jumping. Then they come into my line of sight and I eliminate them on the scene. And that's how you hold an angle. Of course, there are many scenarios where these angle holds don't last nearly as long as this one. But framing fights in this way gives you an unfair advantage the enemies can scarcely overcome. Rule number 2 is crosshair placement. Crosshair placement is the way that OK players become Unreal players. Crosshair placement ensures that you get the kills that you earned. But how does it actually do that? Ensuring that you're aimed at the chest or the head of the enemy is crucial. Trying to flick every shot is something that's a waste of bullets and opportunities. Not even Fortnite Ballistic pros can do that. Your opponents that have good crosshair placement will always outshoot you, even if you hold the angle perfectly. And it's all because of time. The time, or reaction time, is the most important thing to have in games like this one. This game is a skill shooter that ensures that you must have a fast reaction time to get every kill and survive. So what should you do to ensure a perfect crosshair placement every time? It's simple. You aim for the chest. This is the best in a general sense. That way if someone is crouching or standing, the one tap is really not that far away. There's a zone on screen that shows you where to aim when holding an angle to ensure that you get the most out of your positioning. But even with the crosshairs typically placed on the chest when nobody's there, the goal should always be to find the way to the head of the enemy. The more headshots you get means the less damage you take and the more bullets you save for the next encounter. Let's look at a clip that really shows how this works well. I'm originally holding an angle, but I'm going to show a red bar where enemies normally come from. This bar is where your crosshair should be aimed before encountering the enemies. Then we see the pink skin and I shoot the sniper. After that, I see another opportunity to get some damage off on his teammate. Since I didn't change my crosshair's placement while swapping guns, I didn't even have to try to re-aim on the second person. I can just let the gun go to work. Rule number 3 is trigger discipline. Trigger discipline is what takes your 1 kill opportunity and doubles it, or even triple. Trigger discipline is 2 different ideas that work together as one. The first is that, for example, if you're flanking, or if the enemy is flanking you, you may want to let them pass on. That way you can get your free kills. Or maybe you find yourself with 2 people in front of you. One is completely looking away while the other is walking near you. Don't shoot until both enemies are completely unaware of your positioning. The second idea is that you should choose the shots that you take. I call this fast aiming versus slow aiming. Slow aiming isn't actually slow, it's just smooth. It's just the best way to explain how you choose your shots. Winning fights is all about choosing the right shots at the right time. This is how people are able to clutch up 1v3s and fight in other bad situations. Slow aiming forces you to think about the shot you're going to take, making a headshot when an opponent makes 2 body shots. This is just one example of how you will win every single gunfight. It'll have your enemies wondering, are you cheating? How is your aim so good? On the other hand, if you fast aim, you'll figure out that you're missing shots, you're reloading more, and you're taking more damage. Slow aiming is the only way to ensure that you're winning fights and making it to the other side. For example, look at this teammate. He's fast aiming. He's jumping up and down, spamming shots, and praying that they hit. He's reacting, not thinking. Notice how he misses nearly every shot and takes forever doing so. For contrast, I'm slow aiming in this clip. I start by scanning the site, looking for enemies in the traditional locations that people hold. I start getting shot at. I make a split-second decision to put my crosshair on the enemy and shoot. While doing that, I saw there's another distracted enemy. This allows me to be confident and to peek again once the enemy is distracted, and I guarantee that my shot hits. Now that we've hit all 3 rules, let's put them together. First, hold the angle and let the enemies walk into our trap. Second, place our crosshair at chest or head level so no flicking is needed. Finally, slow down. Make the shot count by lining up your crosshairs and take the free kill. Try these 3 rules in your next match and watch yourself get top frag. If you want to see me use these rules live, hit subscribe and come hang out on stream this Friday at 9 PM EST. And to make sure that you're using the right weapons, click this video right here to see which guns are meta and which guns are trash this season. See you there.